'Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, let's drink some beer.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Hey, what's... how about I use a microphone? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chad from the Beard Hops Podcast, back for another Friday morning beer review. This one, I think is going to be good. This is Cigar City's Caffe Americano. It is a, where's it at? Double stout. A double stout with coffee and vanilla. I don't know that I've done any Cigar City beers on Friday morning beer review. I don't think that I have. Adam did a Cigar City Highlight, but we haven't touched Cigar City all that often. And they make some great beers. They're out of Tampa, Florida. I've had some good ones. So let's get this one poured and see what it tastes like. First, I'm going to do a real quick sniff. Out of the bottle, it's actually vanilla first and then coffee. So I'm going to get this poured and then we'll talk about the bottle a little bit. I don't know if that's probably not the usual way I do it. I usually talk about the bottle first and then pour, but you know what? I don't care. Go. Come on. Oh, I really wish I could do a podcast without the dogs interrupting me. So let's get this baby poured. It is Game of Thrones season, so I'm drinking beer pretty much exclusively out of the Game of Thrones tall snifter. This is a 22-ounce bomber of a beer. And it appears to be pouring pretty much black as can be. Set the rest of it aside. I've got 10 to 12 ounces in there. Coca-Cola Fizz goes away quickly. I don't think this is a barrel-aged beer. But it fizzed like a barrel-aged beer. On the bottle, which is a tall 22-ounce bomber brown bottle, the label is brown with you can barely see a cup of coffee or espresso or something in the background there. Caffe Americano, red vertically. Double stout with coffee and vanilla. Cigar City Brewing. 80 IBUs, 12% ABV by volume, bottled or brewed with coffee and vanilla. On the other side, it says Caffe Americano, double stout with coffee and vanilla. Bold and dark, traditional Caffe Americano is made by adding water to espresso. Bold and dark, Cigar City Brewing's Caffe Americano is made by adding vanilla and Tampa roasted espresso beans to a formidable double stout base. Cigar City Brewing logo right there, and then Buddy Brew Coffee right there. In the glass. So out of the bottle, it was vanilla first and then coffee. In the glass, it's coffee and then vanilla. It's definitely a coffeeish smelling beer. Am I recording? I hope so. Yeah. In for the taste. Oh. That's fantastic. That is really, really good. It's not, it's very low very, very low carbonated. Is that right? Is that the way to say that? Low carbonated. It's a very low carbonation beer. So it's very, very, it's like velvety smooth drinking. Actually, in drinking it, the stout base comes out first. followed by some vanilla, and then some coffee. Pretty well balanced. It's not overwhelming in any particular flavor. You got a good chocolate vanilla base in the stout there, and then some stronger vanilla flavors come through midway, and then kind of a coffee finish. And rated at 80 IBUs, it's not bitter at all. It's interesting because we did a barley wine earlier this week on the regular show with Kyle from No Hype Beer Reviews. He sent us a 2015 Sierra Nevada barley wine called Bigfoot. And that one had a 90 IBU rating, and it was super bitter. Citrusy bitter. Really, really good. We enjoyed it. But it's so interesting, the difference between IBU ratings between beers, because this one rated at 80 IBUs and that Bigfoot barley wine rated at 90. It's a vast difference. I mean, chasms of difference, if you ask me. This one, it's super smooth. It's not bitter. If you could say there was any bitterness to this beer, it would be attributed to some cocoa that's at the end there. Man, this is a fantastic beer. As far as coffee stouts go, I'd put this one right up there with the best of them. On Friday Morning Beer Review, I'm not doing the Untapped scale anymore, although I will check it in on Untapped so you can see what my actual Untapped rating is. But for the show, I'm just going to give you, if it's, don't really care for it. Yeah, I really liked it. Loved it. That thing's going on the shelf. That kind of thing. I will say I love this beer. It's just super smooth. The flavors are excellent. Slight cocoa bitteriness, but not bitter. It's not a bitter beer. It's just got a really nice bitter cocoa taste to it. Light on the coffee. Good vanilla flavor. Excellent double stout base. At 12%, there's no burn to it, which I kind of miss. If you've watched this show, the Friday Morning Beer Review in the past, I like the burn. When I drink whiskeys and bourbons and brandies and cognacs and stuff like that, the burn that's what I'm going for. I love a good burn. This isn't a barrel-aged beer, so I'm not expecting a burn as it goes down. But at 12%, you might think you get something, but there's really nothing there as far as burn goes. It's just a really good, smooth double stout with some excellent flavors. So Cigar City Brewing, they're in Tampa, Florida. I have not been there yet. I've been to Tampa many times, just have not had the time to stop by Cigar City Brewing to check out the tap room or do a brewery tour. But they've been around since 2009, so they're a 10-year-old brewery at this point. And Florida, some of the microbreweries that are popping up are good. Sailfish and Fort Pierce is really, really good. Isla Morada makes some good beers. But Cigar City's been pumping out some great beers. If you haven't had, like Highlight, that's just a fantastic IPA. Just very, god damn. Highlight is really, really good. If you want to try a good beer from Cigar City, highly suggest picking up some Highlight. It's pretty much available wherever you can find beer, craft beer, that is. Speaking of craft beer, Cigar City is a craft beer, a craft brewery. They brew 60,000 or so barrels a year. They are partnered with Oscar Blues Brewery, which in that partnership they formed Oscar Blues Holding Company, which is out of Longmont, Colorado. Oscar Blues Holding Company owns Oscar Blues, Cigar City, Perrin Brewing Company, or Perrin Brewing, and Utah Brewers Cooperative. It's an outfit that includes Wasatch and Squatters brands. So it's a conglomerate craft beer organization, we'll call it. I believe they call themselves United Craft Beer Company, United Craft Brews, LLC. All I gotta do is hit my back button and I'd find what it's called. That was formed in 2016, but Cigar City itself is 60,000 barrels of beer annually. since 2009, in these partnerships that they've had, they have brewed over 6,000 individual brands of beer. There's a place in Lakeland, Florida called Brew Hub, which has a bunch of different beers, a lot of them brewed by Cigar City. Great brewery. They're growing like crazy. They distribute Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Pennsylvania, New York, Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa. They do a really, really good job of getting their beers out there, so I highly recommend picking something up from them. This one especially, Caffe Americano. Very, very good. On the website, as far as Caffe Americano goes, it doesn't have anything I didn't already tell you from what's on the bottle, other than the SRM is 40 and the original gravity is 28, if you're into those details. Really, really good. I would highly recommend picking this one up. Check me out on Untappd, Cadillac 907. Check out the other Bearded Hops guys at Untappd as well. You got Jakey is Dust Snake 83, and Adam is Bearded Hops Adam. And you can see all the beers we're drinking. Check out the regular podcast weekly. We are doing interviews like crazy. New format to the show, interviewing people and thoroughly enjoying it while drinking a beer. So grab one of these. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Friday. It's Friday. I got to wash and wax my boat this weekend. But boating season is almost here. And you might see some podcasts from the boat coming up soon. Cheers. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy. Prost. See ya.